You've put in the work, crafted your super soil, and now it's time to put it to use. But to truly maximize your cannabis yield, there are some key steps and techniques you need to follow throughout the growing process. From planting seeds to harvesting buds, this post will guide you through the best practices for getting the most out of your super soil. 1. Preparing your growing environment. Before you plant your seeds or clones, it's essential to make sure your growing environment is optimized for success. Whether you're growing indoors, outdoors, or in a greenhouse, the principles remain the same. Choosing the right containers. 1. Size and material. The size of your pots or container should be proportional to the size of the plants you're aiming to grow. 1. For super soil, fabric pots are highly recommended as they allow for better aeration and root development. 2. Drainage. Ensure that your containers have proper drainage to prevent waterlogging, which can drown the beneficial microbes and lead to root rot. Indoor versus outdoor growing. 1. Indoor. Control over environmental factors like light, temperature, and humidity is key. 1. Use grow lights to simulate the sun, and ensure proper ventilation to keep the air fresh and prevent mold. 2. Outdoor. Choose a location that receives plenty of sunlight, ideally 6-8 hours a day. 2. The spot should also have good airflow to prevent mold and pests. Greenhouse growing. This offers the best of both worlds, protection from the elements while still benefiting from natural sunlight. Make sure your greenhouse is well ventilated and consider using supplemental lighting during shorter days. 2. Planting in super soil. With your environment set up, it's time to get your plants into the soil. Proper planting techniques are crucial to give your cannabis the best start. Starting from seeds versus clones. 1. Seeds. Germinate your seeds using the paper towel method or by planting them directly into the super soil. 1. Plant seeds about 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep, and lightly cover them with soil. 2. Clones. If using clones, ensure the roots are well established before transplanting them into the super soil. 2. Dig a hole large enough to accommodate the root ball, and gently place the clone in, covering it with soil. Watering basics. 1. Initial watering. Water your seeds or clones immediately after planting to help them settle in. 1. Use water that has been pH adjusted to around 6.0-6.5. 2. Watering frequency. In the beginning, water lightly but frequently to keep the soil moist. 2. As the plants grow, gradually increase the amount of water and reduce the frequency to encourage deeper root growth. Feeding schedule. 1. Vegetative stage. During this stage, your super soil should have enough nutrients to support growth without additional feeding. 1. However, if your plants show signs of nutrient deficiency, you can top dress with compost or apply a light compost tea. 2. Flowering stage. As your plants transition to flowering, they'll need more phosphorus and potassium. 2. Consider adding a top dressing of bat guano or a phosphorus-rich organic fertilizer. 3. Maintaining soil health throughout the grow. Even the best super soil needs maintenance to keep it at peak performance. Proper care ensures that your soil remains a thriving ecosystem throughout the grow cycle. Mulching. 1. Benefits. Mulching helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and maintain soil temperature. 1. It also gradually breaks down, adding more organic matter to the soil. 2. Types of mulch. Straw, leaves, or even cannabis plant trimmings can make excellent mulch. 2. Apply a layer about 2-3 inches thick around the base of your plants, but avoid direct contact with the stems. Top dressing and re-amending. 1. Top dressing. As your plants grow, top dressing with compost or other organic amendments can help replenish nutrients. 1. Simply add a layer of compost or worm castings to the top of the soil, and water it in. 2. Re-amending. If you plan to reuse your super soil for multiple grows, it's essential to re-amend it between cycles. 2. After harvest, remove the root balls and mix in fresh compost, worm castings, and any necessary amendments based on a soil test. Compost tea applications. 1. Brewing compost tea. Regularly applying compost tea throughout the grow cycle can keep your soil teeming with beneficial microbes. 1. Brew the tea by steeping compost in water, aerating it for 24-48 hours, and then applying it as a soil drench or foliar spray. 2. Benefits. Compost tea not only adds nutrients but also introduces beneficial microbes that help ward off disease and improve nutrient uptake. 4. Monitoring plant health. Keeping a close eye on your plants throughout the grow cycle allows you to catch any issues early and ensure they're getting the most from your super soil. Identifying nutrient deficiencies. 1. Nitrogen deficiency. Look for yellowing leaves starting from the bottom of the plant. 1. This is a common issue during the vegetative stage. 2. Phosphorus deficiency. During the flowering stage, purple stems and leaves can indicate a phosphorus deficiency. 3. Potassium deficiency. Watch for browning leaf edges or spots on older leaves. Pest and disease management. 1. Prevention. A healthy soil full of beneficial microbes is your first line of defense against pests and diseases. 1. However, regular inspection is crucial to catch any issues early. 2. Natural remedies. Neem oil, insecticidal soap, and beneficial insects like ladybugs can help control common cannabis pests. 2. For fungal issues, consider using a diluted hydrogen peroxide solution or compost tea. Stress management. 1. Transplant shock. Minimize transplant shock by being gentle with the roots and watering thoroughly after transplanting. 2. Environmental stress. Keep an eye on temperature, humidity, and light levels to ensure they're within the optimal range for cannabis growth. 5. Harvesting and post-harvest soil care. Once your plants have reached their full potential, it's time to harvest. But the work doesn't stop there. Proper post-harvest soil care ensures that your super soil remains viable for future grows. Harvest timing. 1. Trichome development. Harvest when the trichomes are milky with some turning amber for the best potency and flavor. 2. Flush before harvest. About 2 weeks before harvest, flush your plants with plain water to remove any excess nutrients from the soil, ensuring a cleaner smoke. Post-harvest soil management. 1. Root removal. After harvest, remove the root balls carefully to avoid disturbing the soil structure too much. 2. Soil testing. Conduct a soil test to determine which nutrients need to be replenished. 2. This will guide your re-amending process. 3. Re-amendment. Add fresh compost, worm castings, and any necessary amendments based on your soil test results. 3. This prepares your super soil for the next grow cycle. Storage. If you're not planning to use the soil immediately, store it properly to maintain its quality. Keep it in a cool, dry place, covered to prevent drying out, but with some ventilation to avoid mold. Conclusion. Super soil is more than just a medium, it's the foundation of a thriving cannabis grow. By following these steps, you can maximize your yield and produce healthy, potent buds. Remember, growing in super soil is all about maintaining a living ecosystem. With proper care and attention, your soil will continue to produce top-quality cannabis for many harvests to come. That wraps up our series on crafting and using cannabis super soil. Stay tuned for more insights and tips to take your growing game to the next level.